Hi, I'm Rachel Bailey, and this is 2 Tips in 3 Minutes, where I'm going to give you practical, if not intuitive, advice for how to deal with frustrating behavior in a way that is both effective and respectful. So today we're going to talk about kids who won't share. So for younger kids, maybe that's they won't share their toys. For older kids, maybe that's they're unwilling to give other people the use of their stuff. So when we have a child like that, we're likely to think that behavior is extremely selfish, and we're likely to say something like, "How could you be so mean? You enjoy when others share with you, why won't you share with other people?" What that does, though, is it actually makes our kids feel bad. And we might think that making them feel bad is going to motivate them to think twice the next time. But in reality, that's not how it works. Which brings me to tip number one, which is when our kids feel bad, they don't actually act better. In reality, all humans act better and act more cooperatively when they feel better. So what we need to do, because we still do need to address the behavior, is we need to address it in a way that doesn't make our children feel worse. So how do we do that? That will be tip number two. But before I get to that, I want to tell you something that you probably already realize about human behavior. We all need a sense of control over our lives. And if we don't have that sense of control, we're going to find it somehow. So you may be able to relate to this if you've had a bad day and you come home and you try to clean the house to get some order at home, or you try to ask someone to do something and get very frustrated when you don't have control over them. It's human nature to want some sense of control, and the reality is kids get very little control. We're constantly telling them what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. So what do? They try to get some control back, and often that's through things like not sharing their toys or not sharing their stuff. So what we need to do in order to solve that behavior is we need to actually give them a sense of control. And there is a way to do it without making them feel like they rule the house, which brings me to tip number two. If we want our children to behave more positively, we need to give them a sense of control through ownership. So what does ownership mean? Ownership means that we decide the what and they have complete control over the how. So yes, our children still need to brush their teeth, but they can determine whether they do it slowly like a rabbit or quickly like a fox. Yes, they still need to do their homework, but they have control over when and how they do their homework. Should they do it right when they get home, or do they wait a little while and take a break first? The reality is, having a sense of ownership gives any of us the feeling that we have control, and we're much more likely to be able to let control over things like our stuff. So that's 2 tips for how to deal with a behavior that you want to change in both a respectful and effective way. I hope you enjoyed it. Please look below the video for a link with a worksheet on how to apply these 2 tips to specifically your situation. And if you're interested, contact me and I will answer your question in an upcoming version of 2 Tips in 3 Minutes. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, please feel free to share. See you next time.